नमस्कार, जय हिंद एंड अ वेरी हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे। आज स्वतंत्रता दिवस के इस अवसर पर मैं विकी कर्नाटका डिफेंस फोर्सेस काउंसिल की तरफ से आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ ऑन आवर टॉक सीरीज वॉइस ऑफ वैलर। It's a day that symbolizes bravery, sacrifice, and an unwavering determination of our national heroes. And in this spirit, today, on the eve of India's Independence Day, I have the honor of speaking with a woman who embodies all these very qualities and truly defines scaling heights. We have with us Colonel Pooja Nautiyal, who's not only an accomplished army veteran, having served the country for more than 2 decades, but also a Mount Everest summiteer, a rare combination of discipline, endurance, and indomitable will. She's currently serving in the National Security Council Secretariat with the Government of India. Her journey is simply a shining example of how women continue to break barriers and challenge limits, leading the way with strength and purpose. Let's all hear from the women who stood up on top of the world literally and learn what it takes to conquer not just peaks but limits and boundaries. Welcome, Colonel Pooja, on Voice of Valor.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're an army veteran with
Yes.
such an inspiring journey. Can you take us back on how it all began and what drew you first to wear that uniform?
Yeah, Vandana. I am basically from Uttarakhand and I've done my schooling and college from Dehradun. My
Right.
father was in the army and my grandfather was in the British Army. So I think army runs in my blood. This is what
Right.
I feel. And, since the childhood, I was into sports. I was into rock climbing. I was into white water rafting. So outdoors always, fascinated me when I was a child, but trekking and mountaineering had never been part of my journey. So in the year 2000, and you know what, I decided to join army when I was in class 7/8. That time, women officers were not there only in the army. So that kind of passion I had towards this organization, and luckily, when I was in class 12th or I think first year, graduation first year, this the women's special entry had come, and so post my graduation, I joined Indian Army in the year 2000.
All right.
So my journey began from there in the army. I was chosen as the best in endurance cadet in the academy itself. Then during my career, I was awarded with Chief of Army Staff Commendation Card thrice. And then in the year 2021, I decided to quit army and get into the second innings, that is National Security Council Secretariat.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
wonderful, Pooja. Thank you for sharing that. And it's always fascinating to hear, what sparks such a meaningful path. Pooja, you've broken barriers both in armed forces and mountaineering fields. Now, these are fields, which are traditionally dominated by men. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced as a woman? And Pooja, how did you overcome them?
So, one of the challenges for mountaineering and army was slightly different. I would say when we were in the army, we were a few of the initial batches. So the army was also not very comfortable in accepting women as their officers. So the first challenge I would say was the acceptance by the fellow officers or the men you command. So that was the time I think as a woman we had to prove ourselves on a daily basis in every work we used to do, and the physical strength part of it, like attending PTs and play games with your men. So these are the things which I feel was the challenge initially for all of us. But I think later on we could overcome this, and we proved ourselves very well, and our men and our fellow officers and the seniors accepted us very well, because you know that women are very good at work otherwise. So this was one I feel. Second thing was the emotional loneliness. In the first unit when I went there was no other women officer. I was surrounded by all men. So even if I wanted to discuss something with someone, there was nobody. Maybe that had made me even more stronger in a way. But then, yes, I used to feel that there should be somebody, with whom I can share my feelings, with whom I can share my day. So that's another thing because fellow officers, they could share amongst themselves, being all men in this world. And also the infrastructure gaps, when I talk about, it's about, the basic amenities which a woman would require. When I joined my units, even in my first, second, not second, first and third unit, generally it happens in fields. There was no toilet for girls. I mean, women officers.
Okay.
It became so difficult, then you have to adapt yourself to the situation, and then you have to accept certain things and improvise. So I
Yeah.
had to go and, had to tell my seniors that, we should also have one toilet because I was the only woman, so they never thought of building a separate toilet
Right.
for us. So these are small things, like in exercises also we used to face the same similar kind of problems. But I think now all these issues are not there because it's been now 25 years, not 25, I think 30 years that women have been in the uniform. So
Yeah.
these were the few challenges in the army. Mountaineering is a totally different ball game. Yes, in the key challenges in mountaineering is like altitude sickness.
Yeah.
When you are above 8,000 meters, the oxygen levels are very low. Your body starts giving up. So you are hit by that altitude sickness. That's
Yeah.
that's one thing I feel. Then physical exhaustion. You have to travel, you have to walk with your backpacks 10 to 12 kgs every day for good about 12 to 14 hours in
Right.
that kind of altitude. So your body becomes totally broken down. Then mental fatigue also comes in.
Yeah.
But mental fatigue, where you're seeing continuously the monotony sets in because you're seeing only the snowfields, nothing else. Your Sherpa and the snowfields. And for, good about 50, 54 days when you're staying in this kind of environment, it breaks down even the strongest of a mountaineer.
Yeah.
Another very important thing is that decision making under pressure. You have to summit. You are going up. You are supposed to summit you have given a limit of 12 hours. You have to summit that big mountain in 12 hours. And
Okay.
you are, as it is, you're under pressure. The oxygen is not there. It's very cold. You have not eaten anything because you don't get anything up there to eat also.
Yeah.
So that time taking a decision also becomes very important, and you have to take very crucial decisions there.
Yeah.
So these are the challenges which basically you face on mountains. So what I would like to tell here is that training which was imparted to us in the army and the preparation which I did for Mount Everest in the last 4 years, that has really made me very strong, and I could overcome these challenges. Yeah.
Great, Pooja, and it's amazing to hear, how you turn those challenges into stepping stone for success. Now, talking about scaling Mount Everest. Now, it is a feat where not many can dare to dream that, and at the age of 46, you've done that, right? It's simply mind blowing and incredible. Pooja, what drove you to take that incredible challenge? And overall, how did your experience in the armed forces shaped your journey to the summit?
So, Vandana, what had happened when sorry, when I left army in the year 2021, I took a very conscious call that I have to settle down my children because my children were grown up by that time. And had I opted for permanent commission, I was supposed to move out to a field station. And my kids were in class 10th, 12th. So I took a conscious call that I would quit army and join a new organization.
Okay.
So I gave my interview and all for National Security Council Secretariat. I got selected. I was lucky. And there was 1 month gap between leaving army and then joining my next assignment. So I thought, let me, fruitfully utilize this 1 month. I decided to do that time Everest Base Camp. So it was
Okay.
April 2021. I decided to do a normal trek to Everest Base Camp. So that trek was good about 15 to 18 days. So when I went there, the mountains were so surreal, and the beauty of mountains, it really fascinated me. And speaking to the fellow climbers and the seasoned climbers, I would say hardcore climbers who were going to attempt the Mount Everest, maybe for the second time or for the fourth time, meeting the Sherpas, they really inspired. Their energies were, electrifying, and very, very contagious. And on your way, you get to see the Mount Everest also. When you are going to Everest Base Camp, you get to see the Mount Everest. When I saw this mighty mountain, I thought one ultimate challenge, if I want to take in this lifetime, that would be scaling the Mount Everest.
Right.
So that was the thought in my mind. So with that thought, I came back. And then I scaled a few more peaks, and then I decided that I should, now I'm slightly prepared and I will put in my 100% and give a good try to scale Mount Everest. So
Great.
this is how I decided.
Yeah, Pooja,
Yeah. And
I'm truly in awe and admiration, for all that you've done. Not just the physical strength part of it, which you were sharing, but also the mental resilience. I think it takes a lot, right? Uh,
yeah, so, Vandana,
yeah,
everybody says that on mountains, your physical strength is just 30%. Your mental strength is
mental.
70%. If you're not resilient, you won't be able to scale it. Because as I told you, the challenges which you face, these challenges has nothing to do with your physical strength.
Right,
Solitude, then altitude sickness, dealing with so many, Adam issues. So
right.
for these, you need to have your mental faculty should be absolutely seasoned to handle all these things. Yeah.
Absolutely,
So army teaches us all these things. Army teaches how to, be comfortable in a discomfortable environment.
absolutely. Yeah,
Army teaches us, how to handle mental fatigue. Army
yeah,
teaches us how to take care of the team around you and how to take decisions under pressure. So,
right.
so I think that helped me a lot.
Right. But Pooja,
Yeah.
was there any moment, during that expedition where you thought that this is it, I can't do any further, right? And if yes, what pushed you through those tough moments of doubt?
Uh, uh, you know, uh, I was mentally very, very prepared that I will not give up till the time my body is giving up. Because ultimately, the call is of the mountain. There are so many issues. Even if you are physically fit, mentally fit, it may happen the weather becomes bad. There's
Yeah,
a complete whiteout. You cannot go up. You have to come down. So, I was prepared that if my body is giving up or if the weather is bad, I have to come back. So I was mentally prepared for all these things. However, I had also decided if my body is behaving okay, I will not give up. But there were two, three instances when, my body was giving up, but still I took a call to, go up. So I would just narrate, in Mount Everest, what happens is one base camp, from base camp, you go to camp one, then comes camp two, then camp three, then camp four. And up on the camp four, you stay for 2, 3 hours because that is known as the death zone.
yeah,
And it is more than 8,000 meters. So you stay there for 2 hours and then you push for the summit. And the summit itself takes around 12 hours. Then coming back takes around 8 hours to camp four. So that is the most challenging phase. So there I once, while going up, I became snowblind. I made one mistake that I was wearing the goggles at night because generally for a summit push, you start at night. So I started somewhere around 6:40 in the evening. And when I was going up, somewhere around 2:30 in the in the early morning, my Sherpa told me that it is snowing heavily, so you remove your goggles. When the sunlight comes, then you wear it because basically goggles are for the when the sunlight falls on the snow.
oh,
You should
yeah,
not become snowblind, so that is the time you're supposed to wear these goggles. So I removed my goggles. I said, "Can you put it in my bag?" So instead of putting it in my bag, he had, clamped it on my rucksack, which I was carrying, in which my oxygen cylinder was there. So we kept on moving, and when the first light came, and I said, I told my Sherpa that please give me my goggles, let me wear it. So when he removed those goggles and he gave that goggles to me, those were totally snowed from inside, from outside. I could not help it. I could not remove that snow because it had become hard.
Right.
So I was unable to wear my goggles, and I had already on the Hillary step. That is the last portion of the final summit. So that was the time when I had to take the decision to come back or go up, because there was, the wind was blowing at a speed of, 70 kilometer, I mean, 170 kilometers per hour. And it was snowing very hard, and the sun had also come up. So that was one moment when I was about to, give up. Then I remembered that Pooja, you had put in so much.
Thank you for breaking that down for everyone who's watching. Um, for most of us, right, climbing Everest, it feels like a dream which is impossible. So, do you think that ordinary people like us can achieve, something like climbing the summit? And what kind of preparation does it really take, to chase a goal that big?
Vandana, I mean, my only point would be that your dream is your dream. I mean, you have conceived that dream in your heart because you know that, you have that courage,
Yeah.
strength, and that uniqueness to, chase your dream. So one should keep on moving. Yes, I understand that you would face certain barriers from the society side, or from your own family. But then if you have decided, if you really want to do something extraordinary, you have to listen to your own voice. You would have seen any woman who are into who have achieved something extraordinary. They have always listened, be it leading the country, or scaling a mountain, or doing starting something really new. They have always listened to their own voices than the noise around them. So as a woman, or as a girl, as an individual, you should stand tall and listen to your own voice and keep following your dream, and I think you will be able to achieve it. And yes, preparation plays, your mindset, your preparation plays a very important role in that. You have to have that positive mindset. You have to ignore certain things and keep on moving uh, ahead. This is what I feel.
Pooja, a little around your training as well. What was the kind of training you underwent? I'm really curious to understand that bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Vandana, when I left in the year 2021, I was not physically that fit. I had already touched 42 years of age. And when I decided to scale Mount Everest, when I decided, right, I
Yeah.
was already 43. So a lot of challenges were there with respect to my hormonal changes. At this stage, all of us undergo hormonal changes
Yeah.
also, and your physical fitness. And my new job was also like, you start in the morning around 9:30, and then you fall back your home around 7:38 in the evening.
Yeah.
So when I decided that I'll, scale Mount Everest, so people told me that, yes, you have decided, but how will you do it? Because it requires a structured training. It
Yeah.
requires dedicated, 7 to 8 hours in a day. uh, it cannot be done on impulse. You have to undergo you have to touch various peaks before attempting Mount Everest. So I said, okay, I'm not saying that I will do it now. Give me a timeline. I'll, prepare myself. So I prepared for 4 years. Uh, I joined Cult Fit and used to do yoga, meditation, because this plays very important role on the mountains. So this is how I prepared. I touched a few peaks. I touched a few 6,000 meters, 7,000 meters, and then trained myself, and then attempted Mount Everest in the year 2025.
Great. So, Pooja, there are still so many girls in our country, who are told that their dreams are too big. they're too ambitious. What would you like to say to them today?
So, what I told you, just now, like your dreams are your dreams. Even if it is a big dream or a small dream, it doesn't matter. If you have conceived something in your mind, you must stay focused towards that. Your mindset, most important thing is your mindset. If you have decided that I want to do this, the complete universe comes to help you out. This is what I feel. When I was going for Everest, when I took this call that I'm going to scale Mount Everest, I was not aware that what kind of preparation would go in for this. I was
Yeah,
not aware the kind of finances which were involved to pursue this kind of mountaineering. I must tell you, mountaineering is a very, very expensive sport. Even a small thing, even the gloves, inner gloves comes for somewhere around 15 to 20,000 rupees.
okay,
So, so I was not aware of all these things, but then I had decided. So once I had decided, then step by step, I, worked towards that. And that's how it took me 4 years to pursue it, but I did not leave it. There were
right,
so many, there were so many times, and I also used to feel that Pooja, you're putting in so much. You're not, you are giving the complete time I used to give to this dream of mine. So when I'm giving, so I'm trading off the time which I'm supposed to give to my family to this dream.
right.
So, yes, you have to make a few sacrifices, but then, the victory is also unforgettable. When you achieve something like this, then it becomes a very good memory for you for the lifetime. So pursue your dream, keep
Yeah.
following it, and I'm 100% sure that you will succeed.
And write your own story the way you've written yours, and which is truly
Yes.
inspiring. Yeah, Pooja,
Yeah.
finally, as we celebrate Independence Day, I'd like to ask you, what does freedom mean to you? Not just as a soldier and a mountaineer, but a woman who has redefined limits.
Since I'm a soldier also, and I'm a soldier, I'm a mountaineer, and I'm a woman.
Yeah,
So, you know what? As a soldier, the true freedom to me would be, stay in a safe and sovereign nation. And as a mountaineer, I would say the freedom is, when you stand on the summit and when you feel that wind on your face and you remember the complete journey which has gone into it to achieve that particular feat. That's the true freedom. You feel so nice and good about this accomplishment. And yes, of course, as a woman, I would say the true freedom is to dream.
yeah.
Dream what you want to do in life. Chase it. Create a space. You should have that space around you to chase your dream. Sometimes what happens, you dream something, but the space is not around you to, pursue your dreams. Create a good space, chase your dream, and become a victorious. This is what I feel true freedom for a woman is.
Thank you so much, Colonel Pooja. Thank you for sharing your remarkable journey. Your words are such a motivation for every woman, who's ever been told she could not, she would not, and she must not. On behalf of WICCI, Karnataka Defence Forces Council, I salute your courage and leadership, and I'm truly inspired. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
joining us.
much. Thank you, Vandana, and happy Independence Day to
Thank
all
you,
of you.
Pooja. Thank you. And for
Thank you.
those who have joined us today, stay tuned as we continue to share more such stories of bravery and resilience from the front lines and beyond. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.